All right, bang, bang. It's the Rundown. It's Wednesday. It's April 6th, live from Chicago, presented by Rocky Boots here. Go to rockyboots.com and enter code Rundown at checkout for 25% off your next pair of boots. For over 85 years, Rocky has been building the world's most rugged boots and apparel. From the job site to the campfire, Rocky boots and clothing are built tough, and so you're comfortable, so you'll wear them everywhere. And now Rocky is introducing Work Smart. It's a rugged outdoor workwear that is more comfortable than anything out there. So whether you're a working man or just like a comfortable, manly clothes, try Work Smart and see how comfortable workwear can be.
Dave and I are going to be rocking Rocky boots all over Nebraska when we're hunting turkeys. So we've worn them before. They're awesome. Can't recommend them enough. I wish I knew about them earlier. I wouldn't been. I'm not a boot guy. They're making me into boots, so I'm going to have them all next winter.
That's awesome. Yeah, and a lot of people just boot people. You know? Like I have a couple buddies that transferred in. They wear it to the bar and whatnot. So it's nice. So that's great that Rocky Boots has Work Smart, this new brand. So it's awesome. So like I said, go to rockyboots.com. Enter code Rundown at checkout for 25% off your next pair of boots. Rocky Boots, the way to go. Make sure you grab a pair.
25%. That's the
That's actually a big deal because these aren't. These are high quality.
What do we got?
He just came in. He came in very hot. Apologize to the people.
Give a proper mic test. It's okay.
Sorry. So
well, that's on you for telling me to tone it down or tone it up.
What are you gonna say now?
25% out. That's a big deal. It's
generous.
Not like,
generous.
You're not getting off-brand bullshit for $20 here. You're getting high-end shit. So 25% off. That's gonna put a dent in it. And RockyBoots.com. I love them. I rocked. Yeah, they're great.
Good stuff. Go get your Rocky Boots. First topic of the day: the Lakers will officially miss the playoffs after last night's loss. Laker Sox. Dave, what do you got?
What do you want me to say? I love it.
It's awesome. I think all four guys here are going to say it's awesome, right? Anybody wrong? Correct me.
You like to see LeBron, have a deep run the playoffs. No, of course, everybody fucking I want to meet the people who don't like it.
I don't like it. I hate LeBron, but I wasn't paying attention to how bad their season was, so I wish I was paying attention. I would have done that if they were like an 8 seed and got swept in the first round. I think I would have liked that a little bit more because the spotlight would have been on them, but this is pathetic. This is pathetic.
Basketball is the one sport, aside from like individual sports, golf, tennis, whatever, where one player can like drag his balls across the league and kind of will a team to a championship. And LeBron's done that in Cleveland. He had a couple awful teams there, aside from himself. And like, this is brutal, man. Brutal. And I saw Portnoy tweeted it, an hour or so ago, the Mickey Mouse Championship from 2020. Like, that doesn't count. Does it?
So, yeah, I don't think it does. I was talking to somebody who works in hockey, and they're just basically saying, like, hey, you're seeing guys this year, like younger players who had a lot of success the last 2 years, where like you had a bubble, where you had like limited travel and less games, and now that it's back to like reality, you're seeing a lot of guys that had success in those circumstances not be as good in this circumstance. I think you could apply that same logic to that Lakers title.
So any sport on earth
doesn't
probably
count.
And here's the thing too, to just get in this play-in game. The Spurs right now, they took their spot 34-45.
Whew.
If you can't go 34-45.
Well, what was LeBron at the start of the year saying? Do you remember that?
Yeah, he was like huffing and puffing about like, keep doubting us, keep saying he's old, keep saying
same energy.
Yeah, keep that same energy. Well, same energy.
I will
here,
say this,
brother.
like, and I hate to remind everybody that I'm not an NBA guy or basketball guy in general, but every time I see Brian Westbrook shoot. I'm Brian. See, there you go. Russell Westbrook
or return punts.
Or return punts. He was fun on the Eagles. Or shoot. Like, I kind of feel bad for him. He's putting up shots that I would put up.
He's going to go down.
So you would put up those shots.
I think that is the question. Which teammate in the summer does LeBron throw under the bus the fastest? It's going to be somebody. It's not going to be him.
It's going to be Westbrook.
Did you see the study about the Lakers in their loss tweets? Kenny Beecham put it out. Kenny Beecham did a study on when the Lakers lose and they send out the tweet with the graphic. How they always have a player on the graphic. How many times have the Lakers used LeBron in a loss graphic? 0. 10 winning graphics feature LeBron, 0 losing. They have some guy, I think Malik Monk, I think they've used Malik. I think they've used Malik Monk like 16 times on Lost Graphics. Anyways, it was a great study. Fuck LeBron.
Caruso was the guy that made that team go. Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And there you go. That's 4 guys who are happy that LeBron will not be in the playoffs, and also 4 guys who are battered from what he did to us in the 2010s.
did you also see the story that
Well, when we
Magic Johnson said that the Lakers could have had DeRozan instead of Westbrook?
And that's what he wanted. Well, it's tough.
Well, no, instead of
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
It's tough.
Bad look for GM LeBron.
Yeah, it's his fault. It's all his fault. Next story here, Armando Bacot. Sorry, how is the exact?
I've been saying Bacot.
Bacot. The clip shows that the fucking court buckled on his ankle turn. So, Carl is a good surface guy. What do you like?
Yeah, no, I've always been a surface guy. I'm an OSHA diehard. If you followed our coverage in Omaha, Nebraska, you know I absolutely have tremendous amount of respect for OSHA, occupational safety hazard. Listen, these floors, this is what happens when you do it, and it's like, oh, it's multi-purpose. Like, there's a Rihanna concert next week, and like I get it's a big deal, but like sometimes you just want to have like the good, clean, crisp hardwood, like the old Hickory gym out in Hoosiers. Like, you just need that good, solid, steady foundation. And a guy like Armando Bacot,
Yeah, Bacot.
it's just tough, man. It's a tough situation. It reminded me like those little game with the kid when you like move the tiles around. Just tough.
This is one of those things where I'm wondering, how do you stress test a floor? There's not a lot of 6'10", 240-pound guys running around that are going to be putting force on that floor. Kind of feel for the floor guy. He's getting a bad rap. There's no way to test that the right way until it's too late.
The phones are flying right now. If you work in the flooring industry, you are calling Mark Emmer. You're leaving voicemails, send emails, NCAA, like, hey, let us. Like Chief's saying, like, there's probably only a couple floor companies out there that are saying, hey, let us be the new floor guys.
He's gonna sue, right?
Oh yeah,
Who sues?
Bacot.
UNC.
I mean, remember when Reggie Bush sued the Edward Jones Dome after they were playing the Rams, and they have like that outside of when you run off, when you run out of bounds, and he slid on whatever, and he tore his ACL, a little different, torn ACL and a rolled ankle. But I mean,
It'd be tough to get an apology from the flooring company.
I almost feel like North Carolina is more likely to sue. Think of all the championship merch loss that they're going to face because that guy rolled his ankle on a floor that wasn't stable.
Hey, that guy played his fucking ass off, by the way. I don't
At
think
the
we got a
rim.
chance to say it, but Bacot, that guy, how about this? Most double-double since the Admiral.
Coach K's player of the year.
Well, Coach K went up and did the belly rub after the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Have you seen a malfunction like that before? A floor malfunction? It's like what is that the equivalent to like a bad ground ball in baseball? Like we got a tough hop, we got a bad floor.
Didn't that happen in a football field recently?
Well, actually, no. That happened at
Super
the
Bowl.
White Sox game, Yankees-White Sox. The dude slid, and there was a little electric box that was sticking out between the pads.
Yeah,
He sued the White Sox for that. It was that top prospect that never panned out. He, like, shattered his knee up. This was in 2019, I believe.
Clint Frazier.
It wasn't Clint Frazier, but it was same, like, prospect pedigree.
Mickey Mantle blew up his knee running over a sprinkler. Same thing, like a sprinkler system in the outfield, tore up his knee. And then I feel like I remember, like you see this every once in a while where you have a city that has a hockey team and a basketball team in playoffs at the same time, where if you have like a really humid day, like the ice will there'll just be condensation that comes up through the hardwood and you get guys slipping. But as far as just like an unstable floor, I don't think I've ever.
Yeah, you see bad ice all the time, especially with these outdoor games.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a lot different when it's a floor and it's pretty controlled. It's not like
you're
the
used to
Diamondbacks
bad
grass.
ice. No one's used to having the floor literally slide out
No,
from under you.
it's a booby
can see
trap.
it.
It's quite literally a booby trap.
But now they always say you play in these big arenas, which what do you always hear about a big arena? Depth perception.
Yep.
Tough to shoot. Now add floor to the list.
Yep.
Now we have floor.
Exactly.
These guys they don't cut on these big arena floors.
A lot of problems. Next thing here, this video went viral of a college girl and her friends bursting into O.J. Simpson's room at 1 a.m. to wake him up to party. I don't think I have to tell anybody who we're starting with.
Going to.
Are you talking about me?
Resident OJ guy.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm an OJ guy. It's that I have a minor experience with him that has been shared ad nauseum throughout the years.
He was the life of the party, you said.
He walked in. He was singing "Brown Eyed Girl" by Van Morrison to the Tiki Bar in Isla Mirada, Florida. And my dad and his buddy shook his hand, and my mom, and my dad's buddy's wife lost their complete shit on him. He's like, was that the hand he murdered her with? And my dad's like, what? It's fucking OJ. 2,000-yard rusher in a 14-game season. What do you want from me?
And what was he singing?
Brown-Eyed Girl by Van Morrison. I'll never have the image. Like, it's burned into my memory. It's
a great song.
He had the biggest smile on his face, just living the high life. And say what you want about O.J. Simpson, and there's plenty to say. God damn it if he's not charismatic.
Was this before or after the alleged murder?
This was well after. This was in 2006. I was a junior in high school, I think.
Could he still carry it, you think?
Oh, fucking imposing figure. Yeah. He's very in shape. That's the exact dude. That's exactly brown-eyed girl.
Better running back.
He was bobbing his head, weaving.
It's just a shame that you didn't shake his hand.
I kind of think that you would do this. You have a fascination with murderers. Like I think that
I've actually, surprisingly, I've never dug into the whole OJ thing somehow. I
remember we talked about this.
It's like one of my earliest memories.
I'm saying you're going to like Alito once you learn a little bit more about the Alito connections.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you're going to like the judge connections.
Yeah, no, because that was, I heard ESPN did a good thing on it, the 30 for 30. Then they did
like a 5-part series.
A real
It was
one.
like June 6th, was it 91 or 92?
94.
It was 94.
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, there was, like, 4 or 5 major world events that happened on the same day.
Rangers were in the Cup.
Rangers
It was
parade.
there was an
Knicks.
earthquake in San Francisco or something?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
There's a soccer game going on or something.
World Cup.
Yeah.
Start of the World Cup.
There's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
And then the
Pride.
OJ Bronco chase.
No, I don't think.
I remember when he got acquitted. It was like I was in first grade. I remember it was the talk of the school as a first grader. It was like the news.
I was in
That's
third grade,
you
and I
went-
remember walking into like the teacher was watching it by herself in the classroom, like at recess, and I had to go back in for something. So yeah,
That's
but
crazy.
you-
White Sox save.
Would you
First-
knock on the door? That's
First
my
grade,
question.
he was spelling DOG dog, and then he was talking about O.J. Simpson with first graders.
It was the talk of the school.
Would you knock on the door? You knew OJ
Man.
was in there. Would you knock on the door?
No, dude.
No?
No, dude. Listen,
Leave him alone.
I'm not. Obviously, he got acquitted, but there's probably still a little bit of a screw loose. You don't fuck with people when they're sleeping.
That audio of
Right?
when for what he actually went to jail for. You ever heard that?
With
So
wasn't
it was
it
like
cable?
I can't remember exactly what it was. It was
yeah,
like
he stole
stolen-
his memorabilia back, like his Heisman Trophy or something.
Yeah, I think it was like a bunch of memorabilia.
Yeah.
He was like in Vegas, and like he was like the rage was out. Like you could hear his voice. You're like, oh shit, like he is for sure a murderer and scary. So
There's some cops, maybe live PD or something, some shitty daytime like cop spinoff, and this was when this went down. I was watching TV and they fucking arrested O.J. Simpson for the memorabilia thing. And he walked in, nicest guy on earth to all the police officers, everything. And look, those are the scary ones.
Yeah. I think Carl, you got a take on these girls doing this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's actually interesting that OJ's clout has like extended this far. Like Tony Dorsett's room's not getting knocked on. You know what I mean? Like great running backs of his time. Like he figured out a way that like these girls. You said college girls.
I don't know.
You said young, attractive
They looked like
co-eds.
20-year-olds, yeah.
Like what was that old video series? Girls Gone Wild. Like those type of girls were knocking on his door. Good for him.
Are these girls getting canceled? Is there anything happening to them? I feel like people are going to be on their ass.
You can't get canceled for somebody who.
Well, I saw TMZ. I don't know if you saw this, but people were pitting the one girl with the phone in her hand, saying that she looks like Nicole. TMZ literally had that in their headline.
Now TMZ should be getting sued.
yeah,
That was
tough.
like, I was like, whoa. Like,
You can't be doing that. You can't be saying that stuff.
That's another level.
It's a bad look.
And the girl does like
Kind
have
of resemble
similarities. Yeah.
Keep saying that.
I think this is like a generational. Like first grade White Sox Dave has a vivid memory of it. Those girls don't. Remember.
Yeah, they
have
were
no-
they were
they're
even
like,
close to born yet.
Bro, I don't
Yeah.
remember it.
Yeah, so I think that's one of those like you're young, you don't remember, and then
I'm only 2 years younger than Dave.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's one of my like oldest memories is running around recess talking about the OJ trial, the Bronco chase.
Yeah.
Those
I mean,
are great cars.
Yeah. On that note, home security is very important. So Simply Safe is a home security company that sells self-installed wireless security cameras, and they protect your whole home around the clock, every door, every window, every room. It's backed by the best 24/7 professional monitoring in the business, ready to dispatch police, firefighters, EMTs to your home with a comprehensive set of sensors and cameras, including the all-new wireless outdoor security camera. You always know what's going on inside and outside your home. Simply Safe is less than $1 a day, and you can set it up around 30 minutes, and it's always simple to use. There's never a long-term contract. You can even try it for 60 days risk-free to see if you like it. If you don't, send it back free of charge. Simply Safe protects over 1 million homes in the United States alone. Excuse me. You can customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafe.com/rundown. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off the interactive monitoring. Go to simplysafe, simplisafe.com/rundown. All right, last thing here. Basket Brawl. Georgia ref got mauled by 8th graders after a game in a crazy video.
One of your favorites.
Dude, this video, I literally just watched this video as you're transitioning to it. You ever like see a big ass beehive and you, as a kid, you're a little curious to see what would happen if you chuck a rock through it and then all of a sudden you fucking take off on that huffy bike and you're hauling ass down the street running from bees? This is what it was. They swarmed him like angry hornets. It was brutal. Those kids should be expelled. They should be pressed charges on. That was bad luck.
What have our dads been asking us to do forever now?
Ref.
Yep. Every chance my dad gets, he's just like, what about like a Saturday morning league? You get going, next thing you know, you're doing Big Ten. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't know, Dad. And I know we've talked about this before.
The interesting thing about this
video,
video is like I couldn't tell where the ref was initially, and then we just saw you hear the horn blow, and then you see the crowd of people going in one direction. I was like, oh fuck! So, in a sense, like the crowd, like you felt them kind of rolling up on you too, because that's how you followed the video.
How would you
know?
It
was weird.
If I was in this exact situation of the ref with this exact team, same gymnasium, same everything, like once they started attack, I would have started beating the shit out of these little kids until they inevitably kicked my ass because of power by numbers. But I would have at least tried to break a couple jaws.
I was gonna say too, what's the
Like, he just
decorum?
kinda took it.
What are the other refs?
You have a right to defend yourself.
No, the two other refs, I'm saying.
Oh no, I would have started dragging people off too, 100%.
Were they though? It's kind of seemed
that-
to me that they were just kind of like, we don't know what to do.
I mean, obviously there's a shock factor, but you can't let
No,
that
of
guy was
course
getting
not.
the shit kicked out of him. You gotta stop that.
No, it wasn't until they had fully swarmed him. I think someone got a couple. He held his own a little bit. He caught a shot there. You see the first one. The first person to go down looked like a 16-year-old. Mm-hmm. Looked like he caught a teenager right there in the jaw.
That is that weird age too. If it's 8th grade, where you got some people who are like legit, like they're basically men, like physically,
Yeah.
and then but you have to like, oh, there's a child. Then you'll have like a scrawny kid who's like 4'9", like what I was, hasn't grown yet. So like it is like, I think if like you're within your rights to be like, what is going on? Like the shock factor too, and then like you just don't know what to do because they're like, that's bad, but I don't want to hit a kid because then I'm going to jail for a long time.
Crazy.
It's tough.
Not a good situation. Not a good.
But if you get a chance to hit a kid, you hit like if he's defending himself. And he's like clearly.
Okay, I
it's
take back what I
clearly
said.
self-defense.
He is throwing. He's trying to knock some people out too.
But he's like clearly self-defense.
It's like,
Clearly.
would you rather?
And so then like once you and then that's like a very rare opportunity there where you can legally like punch a 14-year-old in the face and not be in trouble.
Yeah, well,
take
it's like-
advantage of that.
those teacher videos, like I always get super uncomfortable
Yeah.
too, because you just know like this is a little different. This guy's life's not like he's like if he can't ref anymore, he probably doesn't want to ref anymore, or whatever. But those teachers, I'm like, oh fuck, like they're fucked. Like, because they're not gonna. I don't even think that they allowed to. Are they allowed to self defend?
Yeah, you're always allowed to
I know
defend
by
yourself.
a court of law, but like with the school system, like,
yes.
maybe they'd shuffle him to another school or something. But
They'll probably
like,
lose your job.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
probably lose your
probably
job.
that's what I would
Yeah,
assume
you lose
too.
your job.
Like it's one of those situations where you want the cameras rolling.
Yeah,
Like, look,
yeah,
I got
yeah.
hit 4 times
Yeah.
before I
And
they were
reacted.
But those are like always super uncomfortable to watch, though.
Yeah,
you know,
oh,
where you see a
definitely.
teacher like fucking smoking some kid,
Yeah,
who's attacking him first.
right.
Crazy.
See, that's baseball ref. You got gear, you got a barrier, you got fences, dugouts. Basketball, that's you just run right on. Hockey too, that's safe. You're hockey. I'm on the fucking ice. Good luck getting on the ice. Like that's a safe one. But
Yeah.
basketball, anything goes.
Hockey's a little scary though. If you're fucking, they just block
I know.
they block the door.
That's right.
Like they're just like, you're
I
done.
mean, we've seen that before too, where like a player will lose his mind and like just absolutely railroad a ref from behind in hockey. Like
Yeah.
it's just never appropriate. It's one of those barriers that you just cannot break ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
And even like same thing with fans, like parents fighting. It's like just a disgusting part of society.
Until you
I got
have
kicked
kids,
out of
Ed.
the youth hockey game one time.
Until you have kids.
Yeah, I got kicked
Until you
out.
want to see your
Oh, yeah,
kids
I know that.
succeed.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I think it's all fucking loony bin stuff.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like a dad that's wearing the matching polo. He's not even coaching. He's just wearing the team polo. He's, sitting in the stands keeping score.
Yeah.
That guy needs help.
A juiced up dad on the chain gang. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, those dads are usually the chain gang dads are funny because the chain gang dads are like, they're just doing it because they're part of the dads club. They're drinking at halftime. They're like hitting the fucking.
And they like the they like the view. They get the
Were you
best
on the
view.
chain gang, Dave?
I was, yeah, a little bit. I did wrestling more. I talked to KB about this last night a little bit randomly, but with your boy's dad, the Illinois, the LaGrange Park kid,
Casey McMurray.
Casey McMurray. His dad was the CCIW ref, and I was
I am
on the
talking
chain
about
gang.
Kevin McMurray on a rundown. Shout out Kevin.
So I got to know his dad a little bit. His dad was a great ref.
Great. His dad's a legendary IHSA ref, and I feel like that's an important thing in like your social. Like everybody's dad is a dad who's like
My buddy's
in the
dad's a
ref scene.
lawyer, very well off and everything, and refs varsity football games every fall just because he loves it.
You always think you're
Makes
getting a call
$100
from
a game
him.
or whatever.
Go apply to be a ref. They need refs, but I hope this doesn't happen to you.
What sport? Rank them real quick. Power ranking the sports ref.
So
Assuming pay is equal.
I've told you, like we talked. My dad's a ref. I told you his theory, right? Like he likes basketball the most because when people are bitching, you're running to the other side. Like you're just kind of drowning them out. He thinks baseball's the worst because you're an ump there and you're just stationary.
Yeah,
and
you're
just
on an
taking
island.
It. You're just taking it. Like someone's behind the fucking player, just right in your ear hole, and like you really got to keep control. Football, there's the elements. So
Yeah.
that's tough. So he says basketball's the best.
What's how many ejections does your dad have under his belt?
That's a good question. I should ask him that.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Shoot him a text. See if we'll get back to you real quick.
I'll see that.
I
Probably
have
not.
one ejection as a player, one ejection as a coach. Never had to toss another coach when I owned for a long time too, like 4 years. The umping was like refereeing. I would do 10 games in a weekend when I was like 22, 23 years
money.
old. I'd make $60 a game and it was cash. I'd walk out with $600 after the tournament was over. And I enjoyed it. It was fun.
The tough part about this too is like these are kids. That's who you want. Like I know he refused to do men's league because those are the guys who are just fucking assholes and
That
like,
was the worst.
they're just
Right.
Just there's like a Greek league somewhere in Chicago, and he's like, I'm not doing the Greek league. I'm done.
Well, I mean,
It's just people are just they're just always dickheads,
Always.
and they're still
There was
playing.
a kid.
like-
We had the co-ed softball team. It was my old company I worked for, and a manager and a kid I worked with got fired because they got pissed off at a fucking intramural softball game, like 12-inch, 16-inch, whatever it was, and they shoved a ref.
yeah,
And it was like technically company time since it was company sponsored, and they got fired for it. You got to deal with assholes like that is what I'm getting at.
tough. It's tough. All right, that's the rundown. The only thing here for post, I mean, that was kind of post show,
Yeah.
but Barstool
like-
Idol's back, so
Bated breath, waiting for your dad to get back.
go look into that. He's gonna be forever.
the
He's
show
fucking-
that brought you Mantis.
So I'll get it to you.
Okay.
And if people care, I'll let you know. All right, that's the rundown. We'll see you guys next Wednesday.